What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys have been amazing so far. Like always, if you're new to the channel, I want you guys to hit the thumbs up. And only if I brought value to you guys through this video or any other video, I want you guys to subscribe icon, but not until the very end of the video. For this video, I want to talk to you guys about why real estate is such an important asset in order for you to ultimately become wealthy or financially a little bit more independent in a sense. A lot of my viewers and a lot of my audience in specific is between the age of 19 all the way up to 30 years old. And I really think that this is something that I was not taught in my early 20, or at least that nobody really told me, is how to use my money properly in order for me to be able to, afford things like this, or even afford a house at the age of 25, which actually I bought the house at the age of 22. So I kind of want to talk to you guys and give you a little bit of a feedback as to what potentially you might be able to do in order for you to kind of start investing early, because the earlier you start investing in the stock market, real estate, a company, or anything like that, the faster you're going to become financially independent in a sense, whether it is to get away from your parents, house or whatever, or whether it is for you to just kind of, be able to enjoy life and not have to worry about finance as much as other people do. So my suggestions to you now, I am not a financial advisor. All this is, I'm just a dude on YouTube. All this is my personal opinion. So, feel free to kind of go down in the comment section. Let me know if you don't agree with this, because, I'm just a dude on YouTube. But realistically speaking, I did buy my first house at the age of 22. I did buy it with a VA loan, meaning that I didn't have to put anything down. I did put some money down though. And then I just bought this car this year in October time frame. So I'm super excited about those things because, I wouldn't be able to get here without following the steps that I'm telling you right now. This is pretty much, I started this when I was roughly 19 years old, 20 years old. And then I kind of shifted towards what I have today, about 6 years later. So I'm super excited about this. But those of you that are young, it's not too late for you guys. And even those of you that are within your 30 years old, it's never too late for you. One of the biggest advice I would tell you is, before buying cars like this, or even buying yourself any sort of, nice cars in a sense, new car, I will highly suggest for you to purchase a house first, because it's one of the safest way to start investing in a sense. Now, some people will tell you, oh, I lost a house during the market crash in 2008 to 2009, but honestly, I'm sorry to hear that. But realistically speaking, I don't know how the market is going to be for next year. Nobody really does. It just comes down to, you need to create a plan as to, this is what happened if for whatever reason I lose my job, this is what I would do, and this is what happened if for whatever reason, I don't have any sort of income, this is what I would do with the property. When it comes to me, if let's say the Marine Corps, I'm out of the Marine Corps and I don't make anything with my side money as well, or my side hustles, realistically speaking, I will put this house to rent, and I can probably easily make $500 on top of whatever the mortgage is. So that's my backup plan, because usually whenever the market crashes in any sort of way, people tend to rent more because they fear for the fact that the market or the housing market might actually fall as well. And here in California, usually the market, when it does fall, it doesn't fall more than 15%. So realistically speaking, my house right now is already 20% above what I bought it at. So 15% down, it just means that I'm losing about 15% of my equity. So I just keep it for 4 or 5 more years, and then I can resell it for higher than what I purchased it at. So this is one of the upside of owning real estate. Is I own this house for, I think, almost 2 years now, and realistically speaking, I'm looking to possibly sell it sometime next year or even the following year to buy a bigger house in a sense, and put that as a 20% down. But realistically speaking, I'm looking at about 20 to almost 30% income or growth in equity when it comes to this house. So I'm super excited about that. Now, I am married, so realistically speaking, I won't be paying any taxes on that money. All that money will be cash out to me, and then I can put that as a down payment for the next house that I want to, which will probably be a duplex. So this is why I said that you guys have to think when it comes to big picture in a sense. Get involved in the stock market, get involved in real estate, but the safest way for you to go, because one thing that everyone needs is a house to stay at. And one of the things that I did early on when we bought the house was I rented out one of the 2 of the rooms. You can easily do that, rent out those rooms and have somebody stay with you. At that point, you own the house, and ultimately you have people pay you the rent, and you're not paying somebody else the rent. So it's something that's really awesome, and ultimately, it brings money back into you, and at the end of the day, it's your house, so you get to do whatever you want with it. So realistically speaking, you know, it was pretty well for me, and I was pretty enjoyable, because at this point, whenever I sell this house, I'm walking away with a pretty much chunk change that I can easily pay off this car with just cash. So this is where I say that buy pretty much assets before liability, in a sense, because this is technically a liability. Now, I am making a YouTube video on here, so I can't claim this on my taxes, as well as just, you know, a lot of different things that I can do. This is where I'm doing the video in the car and not so much in my office in the house. So this is where I said that you have to be smart. You have to think outside the box and see money for what it is. Don't just save to save, because it's actually one of the mistakes that I did early on, between 17 all the way up to 19, where I was just saving a lot of money. I was pretty much saving 80 to 90% of my paycheck and putting all that in a savings account. But then I was kind of like, well, why am I doing this? Because I was in Japan. There was no point of me buying any sort of fancy car over there. I was kind of like, I get it, I have like 3 more years here. Realistically speaking, you know, I'm just going to be saving for 3 years, but you know, it's going to have a lot more than me being able to just pay a car cash. So I decided to kind of look into real estate, and I started to look into stock market. Stock market at the time was obviously more convenient to me, because I wasn't going to buy a real estate over in Japan. Yes, that's how I got involved in the stock market. And then when I got to US, the first thing I did was buy a house. So you look around you, specifically if you are within your parents' house and you already know the neighborhood very well. Look at houses nearby, whether duplex, triplex, or even a single family home. If you can buy a fix up, this is one thing that I will highly suggest, is buy a cheap house. See if you can potentially get a few guys to jump in a deal with you. This might be a little bit complex, it might be a little bit harder, but if you are 18 years old, because most people don't really trust you at that age, so they're going to be like, this guy is crazy. But if you have already, you know, I would say a good pocket change, if you are in the middle of the US, or even on the East Coast, realistically speaking, those houses are not expensive at all. Most of those houses, they're anywhere between $100,000 to about $200,000 on average. Unless you're of course in New York City or any other stuff like that. But here in California, most of the houses are anywhere between $400,000 and up. So this is really the downside of being here in California. But if you are within the East Coast or even in the middle of the US, I will highly suggest for you to start looking to, you know, saving some money, do a 9 to 5 for 2, maybe 3 years, save all that money to buy real estate, because you keep that real estate for a year, maybe 2, and you're gonna get all that money back that you invest into the house and more. So realistically speaking, it's probably one of the safest way to go. If for whatever reason the market does go down and, you know, your real estate does lose value, just spread the house to rent. As simple as that. And whatever you're paying a mortgage, you're gonna get money on top of it, because of the fact that, you know, you have rentals in there. Now you do have to do the maintenance, you have all those things, but it comes down to taxes as well. They can claim all those things into it. I'm not gonna get too much in details in regards to that, because I'm not a CPA or I'm not a tax advisor. So do your own research in regards to those things. But yeah, so invest in real estate, guys, because especially in your early 20s, it's probably the best thing you could potentially do. It's probably one of the safest way for you to go. Everybody talks about stock market and becoming, you know, rich overnight. It honestly took me 6 years or about 4 years to really get where I am today when it comes to the stock market. So I was doing, that's because I love what I do in regards to the stock market and stuff like that. But if you don't, and you're just kind of doing it to make money, you're going to be miserable. It's going to suck, because you're going to see your money just completely crumble the first couple of times, and it's going to suck because you're going to be like, I work hard for this money and then I just lost it all. So be smart. Without further ado, guys, thank you for watching. I know I kind of rambled a lot all over the place, but, you know, thank you for watching. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys next time.